You would think people would learn by now to stop forcing shit on the American people that they don't want to see. You would think the government would learn by now to stop forcing people to do things they did not consent to do. Now, this is this whole LGBT movement, and I get it, it's Pride Month. And for anybody who knows me, I gotta preface this by saying this again because we live in such a sensitive, communist, and clickbait society. I am not against anybody who is part of the LGBT plus community. I have friends who are gay. I have friends who have transitions from men to women and women to men. I get that. I got no issue with that whatsoever. They know I have no issue with that whatsoever. Hell, I support same-sex marriage. It's your life. Do what you want to do in your life. It does not affect me one bit. But the problem I have, and that a lot of people are backing me up on this, that they have the exact same problem, is when you are trying to indoctrinate and really push this down people's throats when they do not want anything to do with it. You see what happened to Bud Light? Bud Light lost over $27 billion since they signed this LGBTQ media personnel, Dylan Mulvaney. Target lost $15 billion in markets since they came out with the Pride Month Toddlers campaign clothing. Disney lost about $890 million plus in counting over the last 8 releases that have been pushing LGBTQ propaganda. The NHL has officially banned LGBTQ team jerseys. People are getting sick and tired of this. We're not sick and tired of the LGBT community. That's not the issue. We're sick and tired of this being pushed down people's throats, especially little kids' throats. And for the people who say we're not trying to target or indoctrinate little kids, yes the fuck you are. So explain this picture. This picture is not targeting little kids. This picture is not trying to indoctrinate them. This picture where you have a man walking around with his genitals out in front of a little girl, that's not indoctrinated. That's not sick. That does not sit. That seems right to do. Are you kidding me? And I had a conversation with this young lady about a couple days ago who identified herself as a queer. I said, okay, what does a queer mean to you? Having a civil conversation, a civil discourse. She cannot answer it. And I said, all right, the problem, and I mentioned everything, the problem is, they don't want this to target little people's kids. It's not age appropriate. If a parent send their kids to school, they don't want to come back and have their kid telling them, Mom and Dad, I learned this and that about LGBT. They showed us videos about sex. We had a drag queen coming in talking to us about sex. We had a man dressed and identified himself as a woman talking to us about sex and all that other stuff. That is not age appropriate for a little kid to learn. And I said, okay, if you were a mother, you had a little daughter in the mall, you seen your little daughter who's about toddler age, maybe 6, 7, 8 years old, whatever. They go use the bathroom and you see a grown man dressed in woman's clothing, identified themselves as a woman, and God forbid something happened to your daughter because of that man who identified themselves as a woman. Would you feel bad as a parent? And she answered no, and I could tell she was bullshit. She was lying because it took her a while to answer that. I'm saying, so you would be okay with your daughter experiencing such a sexually traumatic event as something that you could have stopped, you could have prevented, but you let that slide. Now your daughter has to live the rest of her life being sexually assaulted by a man just because he wanted to identify himself as a woman in that time. There's a lot of sick people out there, and I'm not trying to target men, but there is a lot of sick people out there who use and take advantage of saying, I identify myself as a woman. This whole gender affirming bullshit, what's going on, to go and assault, rape little kids. People are sick in the head, and the first duty of a parent is to protect their child by any means necessary. A mom or dad will die and kill for their children. So the fact that you had to answer, said, I would be okay if I saw a grown man in women's clothing going into the women's bathroom and something happened to my kid, I would be fine that, because a woman can assault kid, a woman can she said a woman can assault children too, but it's more common than a man does that. It's not more common. A man assaults children way more than a woman does. You see, for example, that Home Depot girl who went viral, a whole bunch of people were docking her location. Who were the vast majority of gender that was docking her location? Men. And listen, I'm pro men and all that, but some of the stuff that we do as men is really sick. So we got to be realistic here. Enough of this equality bullshit. No, you got to be realistic about shit that's going on. But keep pushing this pride thing. Keep trying to attack people's children with this Pride Month stuff. It's not age appropriate. Let a kid become a kid. They will experience the trial and tribulations. They will eventually have sex. They will find out in due time, when it's age appropriate, if they see themselves as a man or as a woman. And if they want to transition genders, by all means, that's in their right. But stop trying to force feed this shit towards little children who are not age appropriate. That is the main thing behind this. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree, disagree? Leave your comments down below. Subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.